The Czech Republic has not only failed to recover the ground it lost in the 2009 downturn after a modest but incomplete bounce back. It has been consistently shrinking since the third quarter of 2011. It suffered a recession within a depression because its political leadership put a heavy emphasis on debt reduction and fiscal restraint, assuming that economic growth would somehow result from budget cuts. Meanwhile, in reality, the economy has withered. So using this as a way to look at the financial state of the news industry means that it is not only the specific aspect of internal revenue received by the news industry, but the amount of government funding given to them has also been cut significantly because of lack of priority to media policy and also to budget cuts. And continuing with the economic straits of the news industry, advertising must be another issue that is addressed. Specifically, the lack of advertising competition due to commercial broadcasters lobbying for secure privileges, allowing them to monopolize the market, which is shown in 2012 when the price of airtime increased by 10%. In an analyst commentary for the decline in advertising revenues, the following statements were found. Broadcaster CME's revenues fell by 14.7% year on year to $180 million. In euros, that would be about $140 million in quarter two in 2013. And the main factor was apparently softness in advertising. In particular, a rapidly deteriorating Czech TV advertising performance sent CME back. Czech TV net advertising revenues, which is NAR, it's the broadcaster's largest revenue segment, fell by 41.4% year on year. Though these numbers itself is startling and just shows how much of an impact pricing in advertising has in quantity, it is also the quality that is being affected. To continue with the analysis, ongoing macroeconomic issues and low consumer confidence caused decreases in advertising budgets. However, the magnitude of the Czech Republic revenue drop is due to CME itself. The broadcaster significantly underperformed in the market in the Czech Republic. Overall, Czech TV NAR was down by 10% in quarter 2 2013 versus the 41% drop at CME. Underperformance is due to the advertisers' reluctance to accept CME's pricing strategy, as well as the changes on the TV advertising landscape in the Czech Republic. And something that also impacted their ability to do their job to the best of their ability was that their Modern Times Group, which is their competitor, signed a sales partnership with the third biggest Czech channel, TV Barrandov, and a series of smaller thematic channels. In the deal, MTG agreed to take over ad sales for these channels and bundle advertising inventory across MTG and these third-party channels. Another result of the financial problem in the Czech Republic was the shutdown of Z1, which was a newscast channel TV station, which was shut down due to budget cuts and low advertising revenue. So this obvious attempt to further cut costs in order to get the maximum profit is a smart decision in times of financial mayhem, but because of this continued monopoly and market shutout of competitors, the diversity factor in advertising that could bring in more target audiences is being lost. These mergers and priority privileges are also impacting the morale of these companies, which causes an impact in the quality of their performance. And to accommodate these, of course, I also have, images next to it, as well as links to the reports and the pages. But to continue, this is, of course, also affecting the interest in becoming a professional journalist in terms of successful careers as well as job availability. In an article from the staffing industry, it was stated that though there was a negative 12.12% drop in the number of job vacancies, there was a 72% decline in telecommunication jobs available. To make it even more tangible in terms of actual circulation of newspapers nationwide, the Czech Republic total circulation fell 8.7%, which is more than 107,000 copies, with the largest decline being 13.7%. All of these financial problems are causing the news industry's priorities to be forced to be shifted to how to stay in business for their careers and their employees' futures. As a result, they are turning to what can get them the most profits, which means depending on investigative journalism to bring light fraud and political scandals, as well as tabloid-focused news. Though this is informative, it's not telling the people what is going on in their nation in terms of policies and issues that they may not have knowledge of. Especially during a time of financial crisis, informative news is needed. It's necessary. It's to keep the people in the loop of what's going on, so they're aware of, what investments they should have or what future they should go on. Because the news isn't giving the revenue, they aren't giving out the information. Well, they're giving out the information, but they're not making the information a priority. And if they would do that, I feel that it would be a lot easier for a solution to be found. Whether it is the people coming and speaking, to their government on what ideas they have, or just giving the government more options. It's all, in a sense, a situation of communication. But to continue, something that could be taken in a positive or negative light is the increase and rise of the more controversial groups among the people who are dissatisfied with the current government policies and protest through blogs or gatherings. Their voice has been recognized, which while some unification can also cause, while allowing some unification, it's always a good thing, and it does, in a way, help open some channels. It can also cause a dissolve of the order that has been established, especially since, again, government is not prioritizing the media. And because there has been a decline in informative news, the line of communication that should be opened on more official means, it's not.